Hi everybody, Max here with a preview of the Lightwave to After Effects bridge tool. This bridge allows to transfer any kind of animation, camera, slides, null objects from Lightwave to After Effects, and to do so in a pretty dynamic way. I have a simple animation but with a lot of twists and turns, and it's keyframed and modified with a channel modifier in both pitch and bank. Bank is the channel where most exporters freak out. In the scene I also have this guy here with a funky name, AEBT, stick to the stick. This is a tag that means export this null as a text layer and use whatever is in the name as a placeholder for the text we'll add later in After Effects. Of course, I have already rendered out the sequence. I have After Effects open and empty, and all I need to do is to click AA Sync Scene. Here it is. A comp has been created, the footage has been loaded. Switch to one view and we can see the text layer 3D follows perfectly the camera movement, and this is a pixel perfect match. The camera has been animated in each frame, has been baked, but no baking happened inside Lightwave. Everything happens behind the scenes. We don't have to bake anything and still get the baked result inside After Effects. Just as well, a static object such as the null here is not animated. It's placed where it should be in 3D space, but not animated. Now, before we go further with the benefits of this workflow, I'd like to double check that the match is correct. I'll add a new solid, turn it into a 3D solid, P, place it at 0, 0, the center of the Lightwave's coordinate system, R, rotate -90 on X, and it matches again perfectly with the 4 meters by 4 meters square object used in Lightwave. Now, generate grid and choose a different color, and we can see even better that the grid is perfectly placed along with the original rendering. This is of the uttermost importance, at least for me, because pixel perfect matching is mandatory. You can't live with even the slightest drift between the compositing camera and the rendering camera. What's nice is that we have a pretty dynamic workflow now between Lightwave and After Effects. I'll turn off visibility for the rendered footage because I want to see everything in real time. And remember that frame 0 in Lightwave is not frame 0 in After Effects. The animation has been exported from frame 1 to the last, so frame 1 is frame 0 in After Effects. We can see they match pretty well. Frame 40 wouldn't match with 40 in Lightwave, but 39 would. Okay, what I want to do now is to show you how fast we can work without having to export everything every time. This is a foreview. I rotate the camera this way, sync selected, and zoom out. The same view, pixel perfect matching. Move it, and here it is. Sync selected, same view again. We can also see that if we zoom out, select the camera and zoom in again, the animation curve matches the one in Lightwave pretty well. I go there, move my camera, sync selected, here it is. Every time I do this, I don't have to import a new scene, a new project inside After Effects, lose all my settings, such as the orange solid, or copy and paste cameras and nulls and properties. Everything is updated inside the composition I have created with the first sync. Of course, I can also add something I did not animate at the beginning. For example, this guy. I decide it should be animated. I move it, sync selected, and then position has been animated, and only position, of course. Now let's change something, motion properties, and decide to align to path this on all three axes. Okay, you can see the null has been aligned, of course the axes have not, but if I sync selected, now orientation and rotation have been matched in Lightwave, in After Effects, of course, and we can see that the align to path feature works. It will flip now, probably, in a little while here, but this is not a bug in the exporter, because if you look closely, when the look ahead time expires, it flips in Lightwave as well. There are many other things you can do with this kind of workflow. First of all, you can export solids, just like you have exported the text layer. You can export lights. Let's sync this and get a light. Unfortunately, it will always be a spotlight because there's no way to do anything else, but it exports lights. You can configure the kind of export. By default, it exports in the essential scope, which means the render camera and the null objects, but you can decide to do a complete sync every time and have a complete sharing of both scenes. A minor feature may be motion blur. When you export 10 or 20 layers from Lightwave and paste them and change them and then have to re-enable motion blur, that's boring. You can do this with just one click. That's pretty much how it works, and most of the benefits of this workflow. The most important thing is that it's not destructive. If I go back to my stick to the stick and reveal the animated properties, then I decide, remember that orientation has not been keyframed here, it's an align to path. I decide to use keyframes. Okay, sync selected, and here it is. Orientation and rotation have been reset, position is still there, and I can keep changing whatever I have in Lightwave and see the results in After Effects, if not in real time, in almost real time. That's all for this a little rough preview, and hope it's been interesting, and thanks for watching.